Welcome back, guys. On today's show, proof that cats are assholes, and a piece of technology that is going away, and a homeowner gets unsolicited advice costing her $20, and ready to start the new year with a new diet? Well, not so fast. All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Are you ready for the new year? Are you ready for the whole bullshit, new me, new year, all that shit that goes in between all that? You know, if you haven't made your mind up by now, you're not going to make it up later on. Usually these types of decisions, okay, yes, it's a brand new year, it's a brand new new me, new year, all that things, but you've got to make these decisions later on. I mean, earlier in life, I guess. Right now, I'm taking it upon myself. Tomorrow is my birthday, but I know, thank you very much. Thank you. I won't tell you how old I will be, but I'm getting to an age where I need to change a lot of stuff in my personal life. Because you're like, all right, well, how much longer am I going to be here on this planet? And if I don't take care of myself, then, I'm going to be here a lot shorter than I anticipated in. So anyways, I'm going to do a couple things just in my personal. I'm not going to push any of my beliefs or anything on you as far as, changing your lifestyle or anything. That's up to you. Do what makes you be you. That's what I'm saying. Now, as you notice, or have you been noticed or following the show for any length of time, normally I have a co-host here in the studio. For the last six to 8 months, IT Dan has been here in the studio. Unfortunately, no, he's fine. Don't worry, he's fine. Unfortunately, he has gotten... he's gone back into his home. He's going back into his shell. He's kind of hermited out the whole Omicron and all that. And so he's going to take some time away and stay at home. He's going to call into the station, so don't worry. But the Up to Speed with Technology is going to be replaced with something different. It's basically a darker conversation with IT Dan, and he's going to tell us about what's going on in his little world that he's got going on at the home. So he'll call in a little bit later this show. So make sure you stick around for that. Now, stick around for a lot of stuff. It's a brand new year. We're going to do a lot of different things. They're going to be a little bit more... the show concept's going to change a little bit. I'm not sure what it's going to evolve into, but the social media trends that are out there, I'm going to try to stick and mimic those as best as I can, and hopefully you guys will go along with the ride with me and enjoy this thing that we call DeaconLive. Now, for those of you out there, first time listening to the show, welcome. We've been doing this for about 6 years now. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have chickens, we have horses, we have cattle, we have ducks. No, we don't have ducks. The neighbors have ducks, and I'll get into them in just one sec. But we have dogs and cats and all the stuff that, farm people have. We're setting our crops, or actually we're getting ready to set the fields for our crops this year. We're not sure what we're going to do or make or grow or seed or sow or whatever farmers do. Now, I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida, and we've been here in North Carolina coming up on, I think, 9 years now we've been in North Carolina. So I'm still a Florida boy, born and raised. I'll take my shoes off and sand will come out of them still. I do sleep with a ceiling fan on and all that stuff that Florida people do and get made fun of. But my neighbors next door, they're from, I believe, I'm not sure where they're from, but they're recently new neighbors to us. They've been there for probably about 4 or 5 years, and they've got just about the same size lot next door as we do. Now, our houses sit probably... We're in eyesight of each other, so I can look through, my window and see down to where his house is on the. I'm up on top of the hill. He's a little bit lower down on the hill, which is no big deal. Water flows downhill. But he's got same amount of. He doesn't have horses. He doesn't have big stuff. He's got goats. He's got ducks, and he's got a lot of chickens. He's got a lot of ducks. He's got a lot of things going on over there, and he's got a household, a pretty large household. Now, the whole household is gone out on a retreat, a vacation, a getaway, whatever the case may be. He just said, "Hey, look, we're not going to be here for about 3 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days." I forget what he said. I don't pay attention to when he talks to me, but his middle daughter just got married. And when I say just got married, she's 18 years old, just got married to, I guess, a boyfriend, longtime boyfriend. I don't know how long can a boyfriend be at 18 years old, but just got married. They were both 18 years old. And I'm like, wow, that's, think of what you were doing when you were 18. Anyone out there listening, could you get married? Could you get married to someone at 18 years old? My wife goes, well, let me get into what happened. I'll tell you what my wife said here in just one sec. So I said, well, do you need to do anything? Do we need to do anything to help you with the animals? He's like, no. They will be here. They'll be living on the property, and they'll go out and let the chickens out and feed the chickens and do the ducks and do all the stuff that they are going to do. Now, this is a married couple, 18 years old, that are agreeing to do this for her father, which is great. That's what family does. Family helps out each other. And we were, my wife and I, we always go, okay, great. And in the back of your mind, you're like, nothing's going to happen, but let's just throw it out there. Hey, if they need anything, let us know. That type of situation, what you do with neighbors. And he said, yeah, no problem. He said, they'll be fine. So I get a text 2 days ago. Hey, one of my daughter's running late for school. She goes to college. My daughter's running late for school. Do you mind running over there and letting out the animals? Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll go over there and let out the animals. Now, this is like, 11 o'clock in the afternoon. The animals have been locked up all day. Usually they get out first thing in the morning. So yeah, no problem. I'll go over there and let them out. No problem. Today, fast forward to today, I get a text message first thing this morning. Hey, my daughter's running late for whatever she's got going on. She's not going to be able to let out the animals. Do you mind going over there and let out the animals? I said, okay, here we go. Granted, I'm not mad. I'm not upset about anything or I'm not upset at him. What I'm upset about is the 18-year-old girl who just got married, who agreed to take care of these animals while her parents and the rest of her family were out of town. That's who I'm upset with. Now, you're 18 years old. You're mature enough to say, hey, I'm going to marry this guy. We're going to create a life together, ups and downs and back and forth, sickness and health and all that stuff. But yet can't find 10 minutes in her morning routine to go out to the fields and let the animals out of their pens, out of their cages, out of their stalls. You can't find 10 minutes. And so I'm telling my wife that, and she's like, well, you weren't perfect at 18. I go, well, you didn't know me at 18, babe, and I was perfect. And she goes, no, you weren't. I said, babe, you weren't even around when I was 18 years old. And she kind of looked and said, nah, yeah, I was 12 years old. I wouldn't have hung out with you. As you can see, my wife's a little bit younger than I am. Now, we have been married. My wife and I have been married for 8 years, coming up on 8 years now. So don't worry about the age difference. We didn't date until later on in life. But, when you say that when 18 and 12, it just kind of made me laugh and step back a little bit. So that's basically a nutshell of what's happened in the last 7 days or so since the last show. Now, we do a weekly podcast. This is broadcast mainly on iHeartRadio, and we appreciate them and all their support, but we also are available on Spotify, iTunes, 20 other different platforms that we are available on. And my voice sounds a little weird for people that have been listening to the show for a while. I pulled the trigger. I bought a new mixing board. Might as well step up into the 21st century. Got a new mixing board. I really like it. I got a brand new microphone. The other ones I've had, they've been banged and smashed around, and the mixing board I had just wasn't doing what I want it to do, and I've got this all-in-one console, and you can see us on the video. Hi. And for every podcast we have a matching video as well, and you can see me sitting here in the studio, my brand new mixing board over here with all the pretty lights on it, and all that. I think it's got a little funny... little funny sounds and stuff, so I hope you heard that. All right, guys, stick around. We got a great show, big show to get into, and let's kick it off. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, click on the social contacts, and it shows all the links that we are available at, all the platforms. We're available on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and there's a whole bunch of other different platforms that our European friends over there that listen to us, they can follow us as well. Now, we also, again, for those of you new to the program, brand new year, brand new listener, brand new audience, all at the same time. We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We are picked up in over, for some reason, only 39 U.S. states. The states up in Canada or the Canadian border, they don't download us up there for whatever reason. I don't know what they got. Amish country or something. But we also are available in 55 countries throughout the whole entire world, which I think is pretty impressive. And we get a good response. And we'd like to hear from you. And the way you do that, you can be part of the show, is go over to Prophet Radio, click on Be Heard, opens up, it's a little blue bar, a little blue tab on the main page there. Opens up a microphone on your laptop, on your tablet, whatever you're listening to us on. And you can speak right into it, just like a microphone, like you're talking on the phone, and it comes right into our email box, and we play it on the very next podcast. So if you're listening to old podcasts, you can ask us questions about old episodes, current episodes, or you just want to give a shout out and say happy birthday to me, which my birthday is tomorrow. So we appreciate that. That's over at Prophet Radio. Click on Be Heard for that. Now, cats get a bad rap. But before I get into that, my wife and I do the grocery shopping. I dredge through the fields. My wife works from home. She has the luxury of working from home, which is great. She's able to do that, which is, it saves a lot, an hour drive into Charlotte to work, an hour drive back. And she works really, really late hours. So I'm left here on the property to, mend the fences and turn out the animals and all the farm stuff that I do here. And I also dredge through the fields and go out and get like supplies, and I do the grocery shopping. And so when I go grocery shopping, I always get bags of or packages of chicken, and you always see that one package that's kind of puffy. It's like it's pregnant or something, like there's air in it. Well, studies have shown, let me get into this right here. So studies have shown it's always a good idea to give a close inspection of the meat at supermarkets before buying it. Although you need not to put the white coat on and get your portable microscope and listen to everything. What they're saying is this new TikTok video that's been going out, and that's everyone's TikTok. Sometimes you'll see a bag of chicken, frozen chicken or whatever, and the bag feels puffy. Now what they've done is they've puffed air in there, kind of like when you buy a bag of chips. They puffed air in there to keep it fresh. I forget what it's, a gas more than it's actual air to keep it fresh, like when they gas bananas to make them ripen faster. But your cellophane sealed packed chickens, they're saying, well, the process of the chicken going through the vacuum sealer, this one just didn't make it, but it should be okay, says the makers of Tyson Chicken. Tyson says the manufacturing chicken in this video, the meat is safe to eat, explaining why the air might have been captured during packaging service. And my wife goes, I'm not touching any of those, like the Sanders Farms or it's got the styrofoam on the back of it with that nasty diaper underneath the chicken. It's always gross. You're always like, ugh. But the ones that's got that little pocket of air in it, no, it's safe. No, it's not. There's air in there, and that air contains microbial stuff, and it's going to get in the chicken. And here Tyson Farms going, no, it's fine. And I'm saying, no, it's not. So I pulled this article for my wife just because she'll do the same thing. She's like, no, I'm not eating that shit. Get the other one over there and look for the expiration date. Just be smart when you're buying chicken. I just saw that article. I thought it was funny. But Amazon workers are actually saying, please stop buying beverages and get your groceries from Amazon. And you're like going, well, what are they doing? Are they sticking their fingers in the bread? Are they messing up the drinks? Are they unscrewing the cap and taking a sip out of it? No, what's happening is there's a TikTok video that's come out, and it's getting a lot of attention right now. It's gotten over 122,000 views and 18,000 likes. And here's a video, and it's just basically an Amazon worker. Let's see if I can post this here. Now you can see this video let me switch screens here. Now you can see this video in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. Just go over to prophetradio.com and make sure you follow us and do all that stuff. If you have YouTube or you're a YouTube fan, we'll have a video up there as well. Make sure you subscribe to that so you can get it as quickly as we put it up. So here it is. Little advice from the Amazon employees. Please stop buying beverages or food products during Amazon. And here's the girl. She's just scanning. She's just scanning all the products and stuff and putting it in the bag or in the box. What's happening is, what you don't realize, the little 15-second video is just the young lady working in and filling the box up with all the stuff. She says, please stop buying beverages and food. There's nothing wrong with the packages or anything. What's happening is the machine that boxes all your food and everything up, let alone the delivery, the long-distance travel it's got to go to get to you, the machine that actually puts all the packing material and stuff, it's all automated. And what's happening is it's breaking like the juice bottles. It's squishing your eggs. It's squeezing stuff, and it's leaking into their machines. Well, you know what? That's not my fault. I'm sorry. That's not my fault that your machine is breaking groceries that I've ordered, that I'm relying on you to deliver to me unharmed. So what you have to do is fix your machines, first of all, and then figure out a different way to package them. Make sure that they're packaged in more safer material. I work for a paper and packaging company for a very short term, and I know that, you know, those what is it, like Factor Meals or Blue Apron or something like that. We actually had to design special boxes that would maintain because they're frozen, to insulate the frozen product, and we also had to make sure that the products arrived correctly. And so if a packaging company, a small packaging company, can do that for one customer, I think Amazon can maybe take some lessons from them, or us, or anyone out there that does the insulated food going to your house. Now, I've got a cat. We have a little kitten. We had two. Unfortunately, one mistakenly went out on the road, and I know, depressing, right? And got hit. But we rescued two cats. Like I said, one of them got hit by a car or something. And the second one we have is Triscuit Biscuit, because she looks like a Triscuit. And my wife's never really been a cat person, and now she loves cats. Well, right now, cats are setting fires. Yes, they're crawling up on the stove. In South Korea Fire Department said last week 107 house fires. Let's go back to this one here. 107 house fires have been started by cats in the past 3 years, which I guess is pretty good odds for people who have cats. Don't they eat cats over in South Korea? I'm not sure what they do over there. So for the last 3 years, cats have been starting fires. 107 house fires have been caused by cats, cautioning pet owners and residents in the region of this unexpected disaster at the hands of their felines. What's happening is, according to the South Korea Fire Department, 4 of the people in the fires were injured, and more than half came when pet owners were not actually home. So what happened was, I guess the way their stoves are, the cats are walking across the appliance and turning on the knobs. What if you got a gas stove and that sets the whole place up ablaze? They're saying remove your knobs and cover your actual burners and stuff so the cats can't get a hold of it or get on top of it. You've seen cats, they'll get on top of everything. As my wife's sitting there at work, cat lays right in front of her laptop while she's working. She's like, look, you sit over here. You've seen cats jump up on pianos and just walk, like, not even ding, dang, ding, bang, ding, bang, ding, and they don't even know. Same thing with walking on your stove. So I guess there's a big problem in South Korea. Cats walking on the stove and trying to fire up some dinner, let alone firing the house up all at the same time. All right, guys, stick around. We got more of the show to get into. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Oh, let's do this. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We're going to take a minute right now and call. Well, am I recording? I'm not recording. Why am I not recording? Oh, I know why. Done. Redo that. Let's try that again. Ah, shit, I did it twice. I know. First day on the job there, dummy? No, it's not. I just keep forgetting to highlight that one. All right. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You can follow us on all your social networks and make sure you are listening to us on your podcatchers. We're available on iHeart, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Twitch is all our videos. YouTube is also all our videos, and make sure you follow us on your Facebook page as well. And right now, we're going to give Dan a call, see how he's doing. And I guess I haven't come up with the name of this segment right now. I'm just going to call it a darker conversation with IT Dan. Now, for those of you who don't know, IT Dan is sitting at home, quarantining himself because of the new Omicron virus that's out. So let's give him a call and see what happens. Hello, Dan. How are things?
Not too bad. I just want to go over what you're expecting of me now when these new calls are supposed to be short and sweet.
Right. This is short and sweet right now.
Yeah. Okay. I see you later then.
Good job.
Yes. And you want me to talk about things that are like political and ask questions?
You can get as political and, anything that's about.
Oh, you can bring it up there. Okay.
All right.
You have a ball on your tractor. I didn't know.
Yeah, I got a tongue and hitch and all that stuff on it.
Oh, okay. Super. So I'll look forward to seeing you at 9:30 tomorrow morning.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye now.
Bye. So there you go. I actually pre-recorded that because I didn't know what time I was going to be able to call him today. So that was IT Dan. He, I don't know. He's an interesting dude, interesting cat. Unfortunately, we do miss him here in the studio, and I hope that everything goes well with this whole him quarantining himself down. Now, both him and his wife are vaccinated and stuff, but he's just worried about contracting it. Where you don't get sick and then passing it on to someone else, and he's worried about. And granted, he only goes to the grocery store and stays home just like I do, and then comes over here once a week. But that's what he's doing for now, and we'll support him while he does that at the same time. All right, guys, stick around. We got more to get into. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be heard? Of course you do. Everyone wants to be heard. And the way you do that is go over to prophetradio.com, click on the little Be Heard section. It's a little blue bar right there, floats around on the main screen there. Click that, opens up a microphone, and you can talk right into it. And it comes right to our email, right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next episode of Deacon Live. If you want to wish me a happy birthday, that'd be great. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about the show or just want to say something in general about the show, whether it be this show or past shows that you listen to, we've got about an archive of about 7 years worth of stuff, and they're fun. We've got a lot of different guests that we've had on the show, a lot of different people, a lot of different stories we talked about, and for the most part, most of the stories are evergreen, meaning you can basically take them up. It's like little life facts and stuff that's going on. We don't get too political. We don't get too, except for Dan. Dan does sometimes, which is fine. He's a hard head break of the show, but we don't get too deep here. We're a lighter conversation. You guys get beat up enough in your social feeds and your news feed. We quit watching the news in the morning altogether. The news that I get right now is if it's not on my front page of my Google or my Bing, Bing Bong, or my other web pages that I go to, I don't seek it out. I don't sit there and look for. Now, granted, I need to know what's going on in the world, like that horrible snowstorm that's going through. What was it, Virginia? And there's over, I forget how many hundreds and hundreds of cars are stranded out there for over 20 hours. No food. Some of them are running out of gas. Can you imagine being 20 hours stuck in 26-degree weather and in your car and just trying to get home? There a lot of miscommunications and conflict out there. A lot of people, someone's ass is going to get handed to them for not fixing this sooner than it was. I've been stuck in traffic coming back from the beach in Florida, and I mean massive accidents on the B line, 528, and they've fixed it. I mean, they fixed it within a couple hours, and then of course, things go on. Now, things go on here. There's a couple words that are being, I don't want to say rejected or looked down upon, but they're trying to eliminate these words in 2022. And you're like going, well, the Webster Dictionary always adds words. You never hear about people taking away words. Now, Lake Superior State University sounds like a highly accredited school in Michigan, released the banished words list every year, pulling together terms that it thinks are way overused. The college asked nominations from the public, and then the panel of judges vote, and they say this is what we do not want to hear anymore in our everyday speech and stuff. So let's see. Let's pull this up. So these are the banished words for 2022. Problematic words and terms. So the first one is, wait, what? Just that right there. I know my chair squeaks back here. Most frequently found in text or social messages, the ubiquitous imperative question is a failed response to a statement that expresses astonishment, misunderstanding, or disbelief. So basically they're saying, wait, what? That's banned. The term no worries outside of, the Aussie Steakhouse, was it Outback? The first time I heard no worries was I was 16 years old and I went to a surf shop, and everyone in the surf shop, now I'm having a birthday tomorrow. I'm not 16 anymore, but I was 16 years old, and I heard the girl behind the counter. I said, thank you. And she's like, no worries. And I'm like, no worries. It didn't register what that meant. And the more and more I heard it, the more and more I've adapted that into my everyday conversation. Because they say, well, if I'm not worried, why are you telling me not to worry? It means, in my opinion, no worries means what you've done. Don't worry if you feel like you're putting me out of doing something for you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, no problem. That type deal. No worries is the same thing as no problem. Another word that was banned at the end of the day, that phrase. Also, that being said. Now, that being said just makes you sound like, oh, by the way, you effing idiot. Here's another one, asking for a friend. Now, this can be more humorous to me than banning it. So, people go, hey, what does it mean when you have strange bumps all over your genitals? I'm just asking for a friend, And you're like going, yeah, right. Okay. That makes it any more or less damaging. Circle back. I think what's her name? The secretary, not the secretary, the young lady at the podium. You can tell I don't get too political. That speaks to the audience with the red hair. She always says circle back for the president. Deep dive, I guess, is being banished. New normal. Well, that's in my opinion, that's an oxymoron because it's not new. It's normal. It's normal new, like jumbo shrimp. Number 9 is you're on mute. They're getting rid of that. And also the word that's just popped up here recently in the last 6 months is supply chain. So those are the top 10 words or phrases they're trying to eliminate in the 2022. And you know what? As soon as they eliminate these, they're going to come out with something else. They're going to come out with something else that's going to get eliminated. Now, here, speaking of terms and phrases, you ever gotten an unsolicited advice from someone who can't speak, like myself? And you're just like going, yeah, thanks, I really don't need that. Well, this young lady right here received a note in her mail. Now, we have rental property still in Orlando, Florida. And we have a property manager that takes care of all the problems down there. If it's a threshold of a certain amount of money, they don't ask. We say, go ahead and fix it. You don't need to approve. We don't need to approve anything up to a certain money or dollar amount. Like, I don't need permission for you guys to go out and buy light bulbs. I don't need you permission to go out and buy like batteries for the smoke detector, stuff like that. But this young lady here was renting a place. And, of course, some rental property, now we keep our rental properties pristine. We also charge a pristine price for them. But some rental properties get a little I don't want to say neglected, but they do get neglected. This young lady right here got a note from a neighbor with a whole bunch of lists as far as how to update her property and to bring it up to community standards, I guess. Jana from Sydney, a suburb of Ryde, shared this image in-depth letter as she outlined 5 ideas, including replacing gutters, painting over the sandstone veranda, and establishing a new color theme for the whole entire house. While Jan admitted that this less than new rental needs some renovation, she says, the note also improvised areas that you really physically can't see from the road. So the note makes it clear that the person has entered the property without permission and studied in detail. And she wrote all this on Facebook. So here's the whole thing. The part that I find really invasive, as she goes on, someone has presumptuously enough to come in and study the house and given me points and tips. Now, here's the clincher. At the end of the letter, and I'll show the letter right here. No, I don't want that. Thank you. Am I on camera 4? I should be on camera 4. Yep, camera 4. Yay, success. So at the end of the bottom of the letter, you can see, well, they blurred it out right here. It says, if you would like to choose to pay me for my advice, $20. Here's my account details. And it's got her Cash App and whatever thing that they have over there for sending her the money. Well, so much for being anonymous. I mean, here's the thing. Gutters need replacing, this whole thing. And had the nerve, the gall to say, and by the way, because I did write this handwritten letter, I didn't type it or anything, and I did use my own paper, and I did do some investigation and walked in, on your property, and I kind of looked over the hedges to see where your front door was, and the front door really needs to be repainted, and the cobblestones leading up to the front door need to be fixed or power washed. And for all this work that I have done, I have sacrificed myself to improve the look of your house. All I'm asking for is $20. Just $20. Here's my Cash App and my PayPal and all that stuff. So thank you very much. God bless and please and thank you. What the nerve? What if you got that letter? You know what I would do? I'd take that letter and I put it out in the yard and pull my pants down and take a big dump on it and then leave it there in the yard because she's going to come by again and see her letter with a big pile of shit right on top of it. And I'd actually put her Cash App on the outside so she could see it. Now, this gentleman, we all made it through the new year, hopefully successfully. No, nothing harm. I think what's the one guy from The Office? What's his name? Not Ramrod. I'm gonna find out here. Got arrested on New Year's Eve for I don't know what he got arrested for. Let me find out. What's his name? Office. Let's figure this out. Office. Character. Arrested. New Year's Eve. Oh, David, was it Kochner? C-O. Here, I'll change cameras here so you can see it. This guy right here was arrested on New Year's Eve for, let's see. I don't want us to look at that. David Kochner, or Koechner. If I could learn to read, I can learn to spell. Actor known for his movies such as Anchorman and TV roles as Todd Packer. That's what I was thinking of. Todd Packer in The Office. 59-year-old former Saturday Night Live cast member was arrested in Simi Valley, California, Friday at 3 p.m. Local 3 p.m. Jesus, starting early, aren't we there, David? According to the online records, his vehicle was towed away and he was booked at 5:15. The actor released later New Year's Day about 6 a.m. According to TMZ, the first outlet report, Kochner was arrested, suspected DUI and hit and run. Oh, David claimed he allegedly ran into a street sign with his vehicle while driving under the influence. Street sign. It didn't have a chance. It's sitting there. He was photographed Sunday at a gas station filling up his car, the outlet reported. So he got arrested, and he's probably got a lot more going on. Well, this guy right here has got a lot more going on to try to do the right thing. An Alabama man was arrested and charged with manslaughter after his wife was fatally hit by a motorist while walking home drunk. Now, you would think, all right, why is the guy getting arrested if his wife was walking home drunk? Well, what happened was Jason Todd, 42 years old, allegedly refused to let his wife, Tanya Anderson, 2 different last names for some reason, get behind the wheel of her car while she was under the influence, right? Good job there, Jason Todd, 2 first names. So he said, no, bitch, you're walking home. And according to the Alabama News, here we go, Todd and Alexander had been at Friend's Steakhouse in Clayton, Alabama, where Todd's band was playing. Oh, God, Todd's a band member. Good for Todd. Was playing their final set back in the summer of 2018. I guess this is an ongoing thing that's been going on. Anderson had gotten drunk and demanded to drive herself home, but Todd refuses, telling her he'd drive her home himself and paid after he paid his tab. Anderson reportedly refused and threatened to leave, which at one point Todd said, well, go ahead, walk home, believing that she wouldn't, get out of here. You can go on home. Well, what happened was later on, she actually got hit by the car, and now Jason Todd, 2 first names, is being charged. If they're filing a lawsuit against him for the investigation of his wife's death, saying that basically he filed a lawsuit against the restaurant for continuously serving his wife alcohol after she was visibly intoxicated. Well, yeah, I guess you can do that. I don't know how many times that would stand up in court. You'd have to have some kind of camera on that. According to Alabama local news, Glenn, who is blind in one eye, came into the restaurant the day after the hit and run and telling people that he thought he had hit it. I don't know what this is talking about. Anyways, Todd lawsuit says that the state's surveillance footage from the steakhouse parking lot shows that both of him and Anderson were searching for an item in the car. Todd claims that at no point did he throw his wife's keys anywhere on the ground, forcing her to walk home. Anderson's keys were later found in the distance away from the restaurants where Todd said he last saw his wife alive. So there you go. He is being Todd's suit claims the investigators of the Clayton Police Department continually berated and screamed at him, trying to guilt him into confessing to something that he didn't do. So now this also included forcing Todd to look at the photos of his wife from the car crash. Oh, God, can you imagine that? This is her. This is what you did. So they're trying to press charges against him. I don't think that the charges are going to stick next to him because he tried to do the right thing. It's maybe the restaurant. I don't know how successful those lawsuits get, but that's what's happening. A guy said, hey, you're drunk, walk home. And so she walked home and ended up dying in the same time. All right, guys, stick around. We got a little bit more to get into, and we'll let you get back to what you got to do. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social contacts, and while you're there, you want something for free? Of course you do. We've got a whole bunch of free stuff over there for you. You click on podcasts. It opens up a little menu screen on your wherever you're going to. However you connect to the intranet, Opens up a little screen there for you, and we got some stickers, we have some magnets, we have some buttons, we've got a whole bunch of goodies and stuff. Just fill out that little form there. Believe me, I'm not going to do anything with your email address. I got enough shit going on here. You heard I got to take care of, all my animals and all my neighbors' animals, and I have to drudge through the stores and shop and fix and hammer and bang and all that stuff. I don't have time to sit there and do anything with your email. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening to the show, and I want to send you out something just so you can pass it on or put it on your refrigerator, or stick it on your kid's forehead, whatever you want to do. Now, what's his name? Everyone's trying to get into the, the alcohol business. You've got Ryan Reynolds has got Aviation Gin. Cabo Wabo, Sammy Hagar's got something out there. Well, this gentleman, you might have heard of him by the name of, let's see, where is he at there? Troy Aikman. You ever heard of that guy? Quarterback Troy Aikman has been, I guess he's been retired now for a couple years. When's the last time he played football? He is now Dallas Cowboy NFL Hall of Famer quarterback. Troy Aikman is ready to take on big beer names such as Budweiser, Molson Coors, and so on and so forth, with the same intensity he did while playing football at the same time. Aikman, 55 years old, revealed on Tuesday he will be launching a new beer called 8. Just EIGHT 8. That's it. After 2 years of developing this product, along with award-winning brewmasters in the beer industry, veteran Paul Leonard, billed as Suds for the modern beer drinker. In this case, meaning that it is made from organic grains, has absolutely no sugar in it, and features antioxidant-rich Hallertau Taurus hops. What sounds real fancy for me. 8 will debut first at bars and restaurants in Aikman's home field of Texas. Of course, you got to get him in there on his own home court advantage. Come March, the beer by the name of 8 will find its way onto our retail shelves in the Lone Star State. Now, I know Lone Star beer is not sold east of the Mississippi River. My dad and I, a family trip over to Houston, Texas, my dad actually bought a case of Lone Star and Lone Star Light, brought it across the Mississippi River, across state lines, which I guess is the concept of Smokey and the Bandit. And I didn't realize at the time, you're a kid, you're 15, 10, 12 years old, whatever age I was. But yeah, it's only been sold right now in Texas, but look for it out there. It's called 8. It's basically a white can. If I'm looking at the picture here, you guys can look at it too. Stop it. For every podcast we do, we have a matching video, and you can see this in real time. And you can see the little can. Here's Troy Aikman. Looks good. Doesn't look like a beer drinker. Looks like a kind of, he's still not jacked as he was, but he's 55 years old. Give him a break. It's a white can with the letters 8, or the letters 8, EIGHT across it, and like a black stripe right down vertically on the can. So it's going to need some marketing on that to get that to fly off the shelves. But I guess if Troy Aikman's name's attached to it, you'll have a whole lot of Dallas Cowboy fans that don't give a shit, and they'll just put whatever they want in their mouth. Am I right, guys? Am I right, Dallas fan people? I don't know. Fucking football, just throwing it out there, because I know someone's going to be, fuck them. All right. So, oh, God. Nah, gotta go here. Give me one sec, because one of the things has a pay window on it, and I don't feel like paying for the windows there. Here we go. Now, piece of technology. I believe it's called the Anderson rule. Every 18 months, the technology that you buy at, let's say day one now, 18 months will be obsolete. It's the Anderson rule. Unfortunately, BlackBerry didn't get that message and has not really updated anything really, really much to their actual BlackBerry phone. Now, BlackBerry used to be the shit at the one time. The only thing I hated about BlackBerries is outside of their little QWERTY keyboards or a full-size keyboard, if you got like one drop of sweat on that keyboard, your enter or one of the numbers would stick, and you would just, AG or GH every time you typed. It was horrible. It was a horrible design, but people loved it. And at the time, that's the way it is. Any device running on BlackBerry software after January 4th will no longer be a reliable function, according to the company. As another milestone in the BlackBerry journey, we will take steps to decommission the legacy of the BlackBerry 7.0 operating system and earlier BlackBerry 10 software, BlackBerry Playbook OS 2.1, and earlier versions. At the end of the life, will terminate on the date of January 4th, 2022. So there you go. If you got a BlackBerry out there, it's getting ready to die. So you might want to upgrade to AT&T and keyword DeaconLive. Maybe you'll get something. You probably won't get anything, but maybe you'll. Who the hell is that guy? Now, new year, new me, new you, new everything. A lot of people are saying, what's the one thing? I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to save money. And then one of the things that they do is that I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to change my diet. Now, if you were listening to us towards the end of last year, I have adapted. Well, not in the last 2 months because of Thanksgiving. Thanks for the holidays, ruining all that. I have switched my whole entire diet intake. And it worked very well. I lost probably close to 22 pounds within 4 months, just basically changing my diet and sticking to this plan. So you go, okay, Deacon, well, how did you change your diet? What did you do different? Well, hold on. Studies have shown that the most popular diets out there might not be actually good for you. Keto has been named, keto. Keto is where you eat absolutely no carbs, low sugar. Keto diet was ranked one of the worst diets for healthy eating by the U.S. News and World Report. The high-fat, low-carb was deemed too restrictive. Evidence suggests that it might become less useful for benefits. Why does it keep going there? I don't know. Experts say that the diet eliminates food groups that are risky, including popular the Dukan diet, D-U-K-A-N diet, and the Whole30. So it eliminates the process of food, your food table. You see the pyramid, and of course, all the grains are at the bottom, and I think there's like a chicken at the top or something like that. The high-fat, low-carb keto diet was named for the worst healthy eating diet for 2022. Every year, U.S. News and World convene on the panel of health and nutrition experts to rank the popular diets based on factors of the overall healthiness and how easy it is to follow and potential weight loss and disease preventative. However, keto diet works by cutting out carbs entirely, prompting the body to enter a metabolic state called ketosis. My mom did that for a while after she had her heart attack, and she didn't last very long on it. But dieters are able to eat less than 30 grams per day as far as your total carbohydrates. Now, so they're saying that keto right now, it's not the worst. You can do it for a while, but I think your body would just go, I'm done with this and go on to something else. So the next diet that's out there is what they call intermittent fasting. Well, not so fast. Now, intermittent fasting, for those of you who don't know, you pick a time you pick 8 hours in the day together congruently to eat. So, for example, if you get up at 6 and you want to eat breakfast at 7, 8 hours from 7 o'clock a.m. to, what is that, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock? No math. Let's see. 5, 3. Yeah, it'd be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can eat all day long, whatever you want, I guess, till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then 3 o'clock in the afternoon hits, boom, you cannot eat anymore. You can drink black coffee, you can drink water, or things like that. But intermittent fasting, and then, 16 hours. So it's a 16, 8, 16 or something like that. And then there's hardcore people that do like 20 and 4, which is, I don't know, they're weird in themselves. All diets achieve weight loss through the same equation. Let's see. Where does it actually say, why is it bad? The obesity epidemic has spawned a cottage industry weight loss of schemes. Of course, currently in vogue is intermittent fasting, which involves alternated intervals and extreme calorie reduction in periods of normal eating. So one pattern had become a bit popular, which is called the 5-2 diet, and so on and so forth. So they're saying that with this system, you eat normally 5 days a week, but restrict your food intake to 500 to 600 calories on the 2 days that you don't eat. So you can have the intermittent fasting and then 2 days where you can only eat like 500, 600 calories in the day, and that's it. Well, you're killing yourself. You're starving your body. No wonder you're losing weight. So they're saying also that it doesn't work, and there's a 30% failure rate on that. Now, you say, okay, Deacon, what are you on? And for those of you who've been listening to the show for any length of time, you know that I am on the Mediterranean diet. Now, good news for you, the Mediterranean diet is also ranked number 1, not this year, not just this year, but in the past several years in general has always ranked in the top 3. It's number 1 again for the second year in a row. Mediterranean diet means, well, what does that mean? It's the people that live in the Mediterranean area, the Mediterranean Sea and area, they only eat out there. They found out that people out there have a lower risk of heart failure or heart attacks or heart conditions. They also have less conditions for diabetes, all the stuff that we have here in the United States, which is horrible for us anyways. So they say, well, what are they eating? Well, what they're eating over there in the Mediterranean is a diet rich of fruit and vegetables, nuts, legumes, olive oil, and fish. The last 2 studies in the year linked the diet to healthy aging, which is what I want to do. So when I said I was going to change up my stuff a little bit, I'm going to be more focused on eating more fruits and vegetables and legumes and olive oil and fish. And then the great thing is I was reading the Mediterranean diet. It literally says, if you want a slice of cheese, have a slice of cheese. If you like a piece of chocolate, have a piece of chocolate. If you want to eat, a sandwich with bread and stuff, have that. But remember, you are on this Mediterranean diet. So basically, they're giving you permission. And that's what I like about it. It says, you know what? This is the outline of what you can eat. As long as you stick to this outline, 85% of the time, you're going to lose weight and you're going to feel better about yourself. The 15% where you go have that slice of pizza or you go and eat a whole tub of ice cream, that's good, because you know what? You're going to come back to this because we're friendly. We let you do that. We don't get mad at you for doing that. So the Mediterranean diet is the number 1 again for the second year in a row, and that's what I'm on, or that's what I have been doing here for recently. All right, guys, one short little segment, and we'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. Stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We appreciate you guys listening to us and sticking through us with this whole brand new setup that we got going on. I hope everything sounds right. I hope everything comes across right. As you know, that IT Dan is no longer with us here in the studio. He's taken it upon himself to stay at home, kind of self-quarantine himself because of this new Omicron, the new variant that's out there, and he's 67, 68 years old, 68-year-old man, and his wife is not in 100% good health, so he just wants to kind of seclude himself. He also was doing a podcast called Is This Going Somewhere? And you can find them also on iHeartRadio. There's about 6 seasons of that. It goes over the last 2 years during the presidency, the whole Trump and Biden thing, and where the whole COVID scare got started and what he was dealing with. There's some interesting conversations, so you can find that as well. It's called Is This Going Somewhere? And it's a podcast that Dan does based on his being locked in the house for almost 2 years and how he was coping with all that stuff. All right. And we're coping with things right now. We appreciate you guys. And I'd like to say right now, happy Perihelion Day. You didn't know it was happy Harry, what'd I say? Perihelion Day. And you're like, what the hell is that? And I go, well, I'll tell you what it actually is. Happy Perihelion Day 2022. The Earth reaches its closest point to the sun for a year. So this right here, I know winter won't feel any warmer though. What happens is we are now 3 million miles closer to the sun right now than we ever will be for the whole entire year. Now you say, okay, well, what's the reverse of that? The reverse of that is called, let's see, I got a video here. Let's see if it'll explain something to me after the ad goes by. I'm going to switch to camera 4 so you guys can see us. And we can all be friends. whenever this wants to get done. Oh, you know what? This is going to be oh, come on, ad. Sorry. It's the paywall shit that goes on. I don't want this one. I didn't want this one. Oh, well. All right. So I waited all that for nothing. The perihelion, I can't even say it. The perihelion is the one we're the closest, and the aphelion, aphelion, is the opposite, where we're further away. So of course, our orbit is like a wobble around the sun. So we are the closest right now to the sun as we ever have been. So just to let you go, you can tell all your friends, happy perihelion day. And they're going to go, you are a weird person. And you're going to be like, okay, no problem. And, I lost the article here. Right here and right here. Oh, man, it didn't get the one. Well, I'll talk about this one and give me 1 second. And I'll talk about this. So imagine you've come to this land of opportunity, United States, land of opportunity. A lot of people cheat, steal, lie. They're talking about closing borders and stuff. And, you're able to get through the whole entire immigration system. You can get through all that and you pass everything flying colors and you get here. And then what do? You're like, all right, well, now I got to start over from ground up. This gentleman right here, a veteran flight attendant, Ricardo Gudez, worked for the United Airline using a false name for 23 years. 23 years, a Brazilian man stole the identity of William Ladd, who died in a car crash at the age of 4 in 1970. The investigators matched the two sets of fingerprints provided by Gudez to a Brazilian government agency and the United States, said that, yes, this is the same guy. He's been on this thing for 23 years. Federal courts are now prosecuting him, saying that he came into the country with false pretenses, and also there's a lot more in it because he actually went through TSA. He was being a worker for an airplane, being a flight attendant. He was able to pass through, TSA security with a free and clear and all that stuff. But he was here for 23. Let him go. If you do research and if he's got, bombs and bodies or something in his closet, lock him up. By all means, lock him up. But if he's got a nice home, nice is up to the beauty of the beholder. Let's say he's paying his taxes. He's going to work. He's outstanding student, outstanding performance as an employee, and just life in general. He hasn't really done anything worth noting. Let him be. 23 years, they're going to throw him back into a Brazilian prison and a U.S. prison or federal prison, and they're going to charge him with all this stuff. It's... let him go, man. He's you won. You know what? Ricardo, actually, he was going by Eric Ladd, is the name he was going under. Let him go. You won. You did it. You fooled us for 23 years. Ladd was born in 1974. The kid that died in a car crash in 1979 in Washington State, months before his 5th birthday. Okay, we got that part. Investigators allege that Gudez was born in Sao Paulo in 1972, but assumed Ladd's identity in 1998 when he successfully applied for a U.S. passport using Ladd's name. Since then, Gudez has renewed his passport 6 times. He's renewed his passport 6 times. In December 2022, the U.S. Department flagged him for the application for various frauding indicators. Now, of course, it doesn't say what the fraud indicators are because then, everyone would know what to look for. The U.S. has, though, verified the process for new employees, or United has a thorough process for investigating new employees that complies with federal legal requirements. Well, you know what, United? You failed too. The United States failed, United Airlines failed, and Gudez is the beneficiary of all our failments by having and creating a good life for himself. So there, you take that. You take that, all right? Give me 1 second because I got to look at this other one real quick because it did a PayPal thing on me, so... And now, for all the ladies in the audience, a little something for you. This Navy captain is now the first woman commanding a nuclear aircraft sub. Captain, here we go with the words, Amy Barnschmidt. There you go. Newly appointed commander officer of the aircraft carrier, fucking PayPal things. Carrier Abraham Lincoln delivers remarks during a change of command ceremony on the flight deck. Captain Amy Barnschmidt is now the commanding officer of this aircraft, being the first woman to lead a nuclear carrier in the U.S. Navy's history. She was previously served as a carrier's executive officer from 2016 to 2019, who relieved Captain Walsh Sarge Slaughter. Oh God, these names. As of duties of in August 19, during a change of command in San Diego. She will be the first one and she's done it. She's done it, guys. She's the first woman that is in charge of the whole entire ship. Now, say what you want. That is a great achievement. Where do you start? I mean, you join the Navy. Is your intention to be a commander of a ship, or are you just doing it for college credits or the college tuition and all that stuff? She went all the way to the top, and good for her. The carrier's home port at Naval Air Station North Island, California, wrapped up its maintenance period on April following a 294-day around-the-world deployment. The Lincoln left Norfolk Naval Base in Virginia in its previous home port in April 2019, and after its deployment was extended twice, it arrived at its new home port in Colorado in January 2020. So the Navy announced in December 2022 that Bommerschmidt had been tapped to command the vessel named the Lincoln. So there you go. She started after graduating from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1994. She has come all this way and now is commander-in-chief of a nuclear aircraft carrier. So there you go. Great for her. Great for Amy Bommerschmidt. She's doing well, and I hope you guys are doing well as well. Hope you guys are doing good as well. Good. I don't know. That's horrible verbiage there. And we appreciate each and every one of you listening to us, downloading us, and doing all the stuff that connects us to you and you to us as well. We're going to let you get back to what you got to do. My name is the Deacon, saying good night and good night. Bye.